It's your turn to introduce the
Hello,
show.
and welcome to The Truth Runs Deep. I'm Callie,
And I'm Taryn.
and we talk about all things Law and Order, Law and Order SVU, Law and Order Organized Crime, fanfic writing, and more.
Yeah, that's what we do. Show news. Well, we talked about Oliver last week because of Oliver
Well,
started his week
there
report.
is more Oliver-ish news.
Yeah,
With
but
a talk back
yeah, there
at
was somebody got a video. They posted it.
where like
Yeah,
the you could
yeah.
hear like the cast
Talkbacks are
of the
fun.
show, and Raul was a part of it.
I love
And
a good talkback.
what was yesterday? Sunday
Yeah,
night was Raul was not in the show. He was out for whatever reason. It is presumed to possibly have been vocal rest, maybe, but I don't want to say that outright because like
yeah,
the man's got pipes, but at the same
he
time,
does.
every theater actor needs vocal rest at one point or
Yeah,
another.
I
Um,
would, I would. This is. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Amazon like a silly person, but this
what's it say?
it says why you're my bestie, and you can write on the pages.
Oh, it's so
And
cute.
you can like write on the pages and you fill them in.
Is that me? Am I your bestie?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Um, yes. Okay,
Uh,
so anyway, Raul was
yes.
not in the show last night.
Some of our friends went. They were me, but
I literally like told them beforehand. I was like, guys, I want you to like because when I went to see Into the Woods,
mm,
I when I first thought
yeah.
that Stephanie
Callie
J.
told
Block
the
wasn't gonna
story
be there. I found
before.
out
I
the
don't know what
morning
episode
of,
two.
and
Yeah.
then I had the rest of my morning to prepare myself to be able to go see the show and not think she was in it. Um, I mean she was, but anyway, if I like was going to see a show for
Yeah.
Raul, I would honestly want to know
Yeah. I would know.
beforehand
Yes.
and not cry in the theater opening up the playbill.
Yeah.
So I when everyone's like, I'm gonna see him and I'm like,
You might not
yeah, I
decide.
think you should know that he's understudy is going on. And here's the thing. His understudy, the man who plays his understudy, his name is Gavin Lee, and he is amazing. He is Tony nominated. He's been in Mary Poppins. Most recently, he was in the SpongeBob musical. He is very, very talented. Um, and I love him. And the funny thing is, he had multiple tweets where he's like, I just got this new gig. I'm the understudy of Fagin for the New York City Center production of Oliver, but I'm probably never going to be able to go on. I'm not going to go on. And then last night, he literally put pictures of himself on Instagram with his jaw dropped
Mm-hmm.
because it's like he actually got to go on. So, yes, no, people thought they were going to see Raoul and he wasn't there, but also like this is the magic of theater and the magic of understudies,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to work on it myself because yeah, I was very disappointed. I didn't think I was going to go see my idol, but I need to remember that understudies
Yeah.
are also amazing
Yeah.
because
I was a
Gavin had,
swing, so when I did my play last summer, I was a swing. So
yeah,
it's
Taryn
fun.
knows. Gavin had
Fortunately, I can't do the
like,
play this summer because I'll be out of town on the opening weekend, and I have to be on this trip.
here's the thing, Gavin found out like that afternoon, so he had like 2 hours of rehearsal,
Hmm
2 hours to prepare, and then like a 30-minute put in rehearsal, and then the show. That is the magic of theater and the magic of
hmm
understudies. Understudies can find out they're going
You
on
literally
like
have to be ready. You have to
um
be like ready.
there this is totally well, slightly related but not SVU related. There is a video of the production of the national tour of Into the Woods that's going viral. And it's this the actress, her name is Ellie Fishman, and she plays one of the stepsisters usually, but she's also the understudy for Cinderella. Well, they started the show, and then there's word going on like backstage that the original actress who plays Cinderella, is not feeling well. And she's getting word that she's going to have to go on for her because the other understudy is playing another role. So they had to pause the show, quickly bring Ellie backstage, change her into Cinderella's costume, make an announcement that Ellie was now gonna play Cinderella and that somebody else was gonna go play the stepsister, and resume show like nothing changed. Like, that is how soon an understudy can know they're going on. Or one of my other favorite things is there are sometimes in Wicked, and they have a name for it. It's called a
Yeah.
witch switch.
We
Where
had the COVID spread like our opening weekend last summer. So look, I was about to do the swing role, and then like too many people got COVID, we couldn't even do the show. So then I didn't end up to do that role because my original character wore a skirt, and the character I had to play was gonna play with pants. I was like, "Hey, do we have pants?" And we were like, "Oh yeah, you're right." So then they were like, "Gotta start with pants."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the time. But
Very nice.
yes, I was in acting. Hopefully, I would do it next summer because this summer, I love theater, I love acting. I'm taking an acting and directing class in the fall, and I'm excited about that. That
Yeah.
and this is the last like podcast episode before my birthday. My birthday is on. We'll do a birthday special because we do one every year for the two of us. So last year we did my birthday special. I think it was the first True Speaks was my birthday special. I think. And then it was Callie's birthday, when she talked about her trip for her birthday. I think is what we ended up doing. So then I don't know what we're talking
I
about
don't
for my
know if I'm doing
birthday.
anything this year.
I don't know what
Who
I'm
knows?
talking about. We'll figure it out. But
I put it in
so
my parents' radar that I want to go see Ainsley, but
we're gonna figure out what we're gonna. Well, I'm gonna talk about Friday. Who knows? But I
I
mean,
can't find
not
out.
Friday. My birthday is Sunday, which is Mother's Day. But it'll be 21.
Probably Friday. Probably.
Yeah.
Anyway,
21.
the witch, the hold on, I didn't finish the understudy spiel.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
there'll be times
I'm
in
having
Wicked
after.
where they have a witch switch where like sometimes one alphabet will be like after a song will be like I can't keep going because that is a very vocally demanding role. And then they have the standby has to quickly get painted green and then go on stage. And it's a witch switch. And then the rest of the time that alphabet is played by the standby. So yeah, that is the magic of understudies. They don't know when they're and standbys. They don't know when they're going on. They might not even know what role they're playing until 30 minutes prior or whatever or such. The magic of theater, people.
It really is. Okay. We'll see.
All right, so yeah.
My
And Raul
birthday
is doing his drama desk interview tomorrow, I believe. I think it's being recorded. I don't fully
Somebody
remember.
got it. And
Somebody will probably put videos.
Yeah, somebody will.
We've got a good group of people that do.
Yeah, if y'all don't follow Esparza updates on Twitter, there's another group too. I forgot what they're called, but they give you all the deets and the information if you want to keep up with.
Two other people that are incredibly like good to follow for theater content and are also very big Raul fans is and they're very big theater TikTokers. One is B-Way Show, so BWAYSHO. Raul has done an interview with her and even said her tagline, because her tagline is like "Welcome to the show," hence the B-Way Show. She is incredible, loves Raul, and then the other person, her name is Ashley Hufford. I'll send Taryn the
stuff to put in the link,
so we can put them in the links.
Yeah,
Both of these women are amazing theater TikTokers that I look up to immensely, and whenever they have content about Raul, they do not hold back on their praises for him, and both of them have seen either miscast or most recently Oliver. So yeah, they are also very good for any theater content and Raul content.
Yes, and then we will have new merch on Sunday for my birthday. So be on the lookout for new merch. new merch again. We'll have new merch for for the next 2 months. We'll have new merch planned. But it is really great. I just finalized everything. We're very excited about one of them in particular, which we revised 4 times to make sure it was perfect. And we love that one. And hopefully you guys will have it too, because when you have it, hopefully you have a sticker on a shirt, whatever. People are like, what the world is that? Then you can tell them that your two favorite podcasters, and it's representation of us, of course.
It's late. I get crazy when
Yeah,
it's late.
yeah. Both of us are. I didn't take a nap today, so I set up to
Same.
2:30. Also, so yeah, that was fun. Yeah. So I think we get enough talking for right now. It's time to get to work because these episodes were good. And
Yeah.
because
And I gotta go
organized
to bed
crime
soon.
organized crime has the most things to talk about in it, I think,
Oh
because
yeah.
Law and Order is pretty standard. It was pretty standard. SVU was pretty standard. Organized crime got them on us, and that's it. Oh, we're still talking about this, but luckily we're recording on Monday, not Thursday, so won't be talking about it and then talking about it 2 days later. So we're recording on time. Okay, so
we might have to continue Thursday.
yeah, and maybe later when we finish this, but at least we're starting.
Depending on my work schedule ends up being, who
Yeah,
knows?
who knows? But Law and Order
I'm
is
trying to figure this
episode 20. 2 more after this. Well, it's 2 more. It's this week and next week, and then we'll be done for the season. That doesn't mean the podcast will be over, of course. We'll have season
out.
3.
We talk
Officially,
every time.
season 3 of the podcast will be when the shows come back, but we'll have more season 2 episodes where we just do stuff. That's what they'll be.
All right,
Class retreat. Class retreat.
This guy is like by the bridge, and like they use like the same bridge in every single scene. I think it's got like by the Hudson River or whatever.
You would think people would stop going there. A lot of people get murdered there, but whatever.
Yeah. Like it's a bad college and it's a bad river.
Yeah. So it's not good.
Anyway, the guy's on the phone and he's talking to somebody and he says, "Pride is a dangerous thing." And then he continues and he says, "I love this city," and then gets hit from behind by a random person. And the next thing we know, he's dead. He did. Cosgrove and Shaw come to the scene. They find out like he has this company that like restores life or whatever. I don't remember or didn't fully understand what they were talking about with the guy's company. Yeah. And Cosgrove had one of his usual like his lines are cheesy, but they're his thing. It's like usual wrap up opening one-liner.
Yeah.
Innovative ways to restore life, not innovative enough. And then the transition to the guy's dead body.
Yeah.
Then we have the opening.
Has a one-liner for the corpse every time.
Yeah. Then we have the opening, and then the guys. It's like the next day or whatever because it's early, and the guys are going to talk to somebody, and this is just Shaw's got good fashion sense. He's got like his like coat flaps in the wind, and he's got like this fun pattern on it, and I'm like, yes, yes. Because here's the thing: cops can have style. They all go like crime scenes.
Everyone's stylish in Everyone's stylish in the Law and Order. No one's ever lacking outfits in the Law and Order universe. That's all.
No, the past 2 days, Karen and I have just been like jaws dropped, trying to regain some sense of.
We're like all of you
sensibility, because Molly and Danielle are in Barcelona together, and they keep posting pictures, and both of them are gorgeous, and
they look amazing.
They look amazing.
We love their friends.
I know we're on the mothership, but I need to say this now. The show needs to take some of their real life friendship and put it in the characters.
They literally have the opportunity to cross. They didn't do it in the crossover, which is
they need to now.
The crossover starts on Thursday and it finishes because it's like really it's kind of like the end of the SVU episode the whole organized crime episode, and then the
Because
two next season.
I did research, and unless I
Mhm.
missed something, I don't see any other project that both Danielle and Molly have done that would like make them that close.
Yeah, besides the
Again, I could be
shows.
missing something, but I
Yeah,
don't see it. And they didn't
but they're
grow
really
up
cool.
near each
They're
other
really
either.
great friends, though.
Danielle's from California, Molly's from Colorado. But so it must be from these shows, and they've gotten really, really close. And I
Yeah.
need Kristen and Ayana to either A, have met before, and B, close, or B, not have met yet, but become close. Like they meet each other and they really like each other and then become friends. I need the same thing with Jet, but that is a different story.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Young Best.
that's my tangent right now with all the
Yeah.
characters and
Yeah.
actors
We're
being
done for now.
stylish. For now.
Yes, we love them.
All right. Then they're talking
Where-
about how the guy's daughter goes to Cromwell University, which is like this really prestigious public school.
Yeah, it's a
And then
Cromwell
Cosgrove is like,
Academy.
what?
You see Cromwell University, Cromwell
Did I
Academy.
say Cromwell University?
Yeah.
I meant Cromwell
Not in college yet.
Academy. Thank you,
Not
Sharon.
college. You're welcome.
This really prestigious high school that Cosgrove then says that his daughter goes to. And Shaw was like, really? Yeah. And then she got she has a scholarship. She got a free ride. I missed how she did, but she does. And Shaw says, must be smart. Takes after her mother. And he says it with a laugh, and Cosgrove gives him a little look like,
bro, you think I'm dumb?
Really? Thanks. But then he's like, yeah, because the school is a little too progressive for me. So yeah.
And he's kind of weird. They're like progressive in the way you think it is. It does have some weird ideas. But anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Like at first when he said that line, I was like,
you're like, what? But then you get it. When you watch what he said, you're like, I got you now.
I'm like, I thought I was liking you. Please don't give me a reason not to like you.
Yeah. You'll get what he meant by that when we get to that part.
We'll get to it. Then they go talk to the mom and the daughter.
Yeah.
And they're both crushed. But then they talk to Sophia, the daughter, later. And we find out that her dad found a vape pen in her bag, and she was mad about it. And then there was a whole argument because the people that go to this school are rich. Like it's a prestigious high school. They're rich. Like the only person that we know that
is not rich,
that goes there is Cosgrove's kid because she has a scholarship.
Yeah, everyone else is.
Anyway, Sophia's dad found a vape in her bag and was really mad about it. And then she said that she got Taylor Swift's tickets.
I mean, everyone had to do that, man. That was a time.
And I'm like, well,
everyone was literally doing that, so
I literally can't blame her. Like,
I mean, not mad.
Had that money to do so, I probably would have bought Taylor Swift tickets too.
Yeah, Mariska did go see.
Mariska was there with her daughter.
People I knew were there, and I was like, bro, none of people probably care that Mariska probably take it.
There was a lot of people that did actually.
Yeah. People I knew personally
went there with her daughter. Reese Witherspoon was there that same day. Yeah,
man. Anyway,
and Mariska posted a video of herself singing along to The Man. And she absolutely fucking knows what she's doing because she absolutely is, and that song is perfect for her. It so is. And it's really sweet that she took her daughter there like this. She took Amaya, and it's really sweet. So yeah.
Taylor Swift tickets, man.
Yeah, anyway, we're on Taylor Swift tickets. And she said she got really upset because she said the last thing that she said to her dad was that she hated him. And that got to me. I was like,
yeah.
If that was my last words to like anybody, I would probably regret it the rest of my life. So she's crushed about it. Then we transition to Cosgrove going home for the night, and we see this blonde woman walking down the stairs, and at first I was like, "Who is this?" And it took me a second. I was like, "We get to finally meet his wife."
Yeah.
And here's the
Yeah.
thing, in my opinion, at the very least, I thought she looked young, so I didn't think it was his wife at first until they were talking, and I was like, "Okay, yep, that's his wife." And she's blonde, and she's pretty.
She is
We
pretty.
don't know her name, but she's blonde and she's pretty.
Yeah, she's
And
pretty.
she's apparently smart.
Yeah, very smart. Because somebody got Gene
I'm gonna see if maybe they put her name.
on the wiki or somewhere. Or we're probably not, because sometimes the show doesn't care enough to name characters.
Yeah,
Um,
we have had to name a bunch of characters because the show won't.
they were like, whoops, if they change it, or they've done it later, like we even talked when we wrote the Resistance, we wrote about
All right, we got a
Grace.
name.
Okay,
Her name is Julia.
okay. Because when we were writing the Resistance, we didn't have a name for Teddy, so we gave him a different name.
And then we had
And
to change it because we're like, oh, we got a name.
but then it's kind of funny that if you put the two names together, it's kind of funny that we named him that. We ever thought about that? Can't tell you what the name was, but I was like,
Oh no, I thought of it and I like
thought
it. I
about it
really did like
afterwards. I
it.
was like,
Oh,
oh yeah.
it's hilarious, but it's
We'll just say
fitting.
we picked a G name. You'll find out. Well, she kind of calls him it anyway
Oh,
sometimes. But we picked a G name because we were like Grace and name we weren't going to tell you yet. But we still use it interchangeably because I think it's still
yeah.
usable. But when you
We
see
made
it,
it
you'd
his
be
middle
like,
name instead.
it was an accident. It was a happy accident, and it's actually kind of fun.
Yep. So
Anyway,
anyway, um, first we
uh-huh.
need to remember that Lily Cosgrove has more than one kid.
Yeah,
I think he has two daughters. We
yeah,
don't know who the other daughter's name is,
yeah. Or her,
but
is she older or younger? I think she's younger. I
I
don't
think
know.
she's younger. I
Yeah,
think Lily might be the oldest.
yeah.
Anyway, and his wife, her name is Julie. Ah, we found it.
Mm,
According to the wiki,
you
her
know.
name is Julia. Um,
Mm,
anyway, she's blonde and she's pretty, and her name is Julia, and I like her already. Anyway,
yeah,
and she's nice and smart. Um, and then they have a conversation about just, work things,
yeah,
and Cosgrove, um, tells her about the case that they're working on. And the wife seems like really attentive to it. I like the fact that they're close enough that Cosgrove thinks he can um share case stuff with her
hmm yeah,
because there are other couples in the show where they will not talk about case stuff. Elliot did not like bringing work stuff home.
yeah,
Um, but on the other hand, Reyes and his wife in organized crime, Reyes' wife knows what he does for a living,
yeah, yeah. That we know.
things about his
Yeah, they've
job,
talked.
knows things about his life,
Hmm
and it seems the same way for Julia and
Yeah,
Cosgrove.
it's
Julia.
important to have. It's important to have a good family relationship as well as a work relationship
Yeah,
because one
especially
of them will. If you don't balance them, one of them will give. I mean, that's particularly true for Elliot. Like he didn't balance them correctly. Then made
yeah. Like
then
Olivia
it
has like said it, and she's like, it's hard to find somebody who like when they
will
find out
give.
about a job doesn't like
Yeah,
obsess over it or take it weirdly
yeah.
or anything.
She talks
So
about this late, probably late 1.0.
this so we have the Elliot example, and we have Julia and Frank and Bobby and Tammy, who
Mm-hmm.
the male is a cop and the female has a different job, and the wife fully understands what the job that their husband does and understands it and wants to support them and is fully okay like talking about it. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that like these couples it's all that they talk about, but it's important that like when they have like tough
You do
cases
need,
like this,
yeah, because you do need
that the
somebody to
guy
talk
doesn't have
to.
to that the
Yeah,
guy
you
doesn't have
don't.
to keep it inside and is able to go home and talk to somebody
Yeah,
about it. Okay. That's my
yeah.
tangent.
You kind of have to have a proper place to talk
Yeah.
to people. Otherwise, you kind of lose the mind.
So they talk about how the girl goes to Lily's school. Cosgrove goes upstairs to talk to Lily. She asks him. He asks her if she knows this girl. She's like, I mean, I know her. She's popular, but it's not like we're friends or anything. And they get into like a more conversation about the school, and then Cosgrove is like, Lily, I'm your first, Lily says that, yeah, she was in my group when we went on this retreat, and Cosgrove was immediately like, hold up, what retreat? And then Lily talks about how there's this retreat that she went on with a group of kids, to like the woods,
Yeah, for
to
school, which is
quite
kind of
literally
weird doing it for
this
school, but
this place in this retreat in the woods to talk about their feelings and deep dark secrets.
yeah.
And
This is
Cosgrove
why,
was like, "You just
oh,
allowed this?"
yeah, this is why he says it's too progressive. This is what he's
This
trying to
is
talk
when,
about. Like,
yeah,
this is a
this is where
little
the
weird.
progressive thing comes.
You went a little
And
off
his
the deep
Cosgrove was
end.
like, the teachers let you guys talk about
Yeah.
this? Because Lily was saying a lot of these people were talking about like abuse and
Hmm.
drugs, sexual assault. And Cosgrove
All
was like,
kinds of like,
what? You guys are the teachers are literally letting you all openly talk about this. You're kids. I mean,
yeah,
high school,
without
but still.
you're still.
And Lily's like, yeah. And then the dad was like, did you share? Cosgrove was like, did you share anything? And Lily's like, no. Um, and then Cosgrove says, Lily, I'm your father. You can tell me anything. I very much believe Cosgrove is both a protective and but caring dad. Um, and this episode is very evident of that.
Hmm.
Um, and then Lily says that Sophia told the group that her dad was abusive and might kill her. I was afraid
Hmm.
it was abusive and afraid it was might kill her.
Yeah.
Then they go to the funeral. Shaw and Cosgrove go to the funeral,
Mhm.
and they meet Sophia's boyfriend Aaron. Um, they ask Sophia to go ask her more
Yeah.
questions. They
Hmm.
ask her about the retreat. And here's the thing. The kids, like this was like supposed to be like a private thing. Like the kids didn't
Yeah.
know that anybody else knew. So as soon as Cosgrove was like, we want to ask you about something about the retreat, Sophia immediately
Like,
knew that it was
it
Lily.
wasn't something she wanted. Yeah. Because Cosgrove was like, I won't tell anybody.
And then he did.
Yeah. When your dad's a police officer, you kind of just have to expect
You don't
it.
have secrets. Unless, I mean, you have secrets, but if it's gonna be dangerous to somebody else, you don't have can't have that secret.
Yeah.
Um, then we meet this guy.
Police.
His name is Cooper Walt, and he went to
Yeah.
Sophia's place that night.
Hmm.
Um, they went to go talk to him. My dad predicted that there was going to be a chase scene,
There always is. At that one time, there
and there
wasn't.
was. But here's the thing: they're realizing they're doing a chase scene every single week, so now they're trying to snazz it up a bit.
Yeah.
Um, the guy races down the street, and a bystander punches him
Yeah,
and
it's
knocks him to
over.
the ground. I was like, ooh!
Yeah.
And the guy literally like shaking out his arm, and Shaw looks at him and he's like, "Nice work, bro." The guy's like, "It felt good too," which I thought was funny. They go to talk to Cooper. Cooper's like, "I didn't, Lily. I was literally just talking with Lily, like that. Not Lily, with Sophia. That's it." Um, After that scene, Dixon is like, "Okay, so we're back to nothing." And then Shaw's like, I wouldn't, back to nowhere. And Shaw's like, I wouldn't say nowhere. I'd say we're nowhere adjacent. We then find out that someone was tracking the dad on the phone.
Mhm.
Um, they think it was Cooper, so they go to the school to talk to the
Yeah.
psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist doesn't think Cooper's violent.
Yeah.
They also go to talk to the
Mm,
professors about the retreat and everything, and the
yeah. Because it's kind of weird they're doing this whole retreat thing.
professor, yeah, they're about a bunch of minors in the woods talking about problems. And the professor, like, it was chaperoned or something, but still, they end up then, um, bringing the boyfriend back into the precinct for a reason
Mhm.
that I don't remember. And before he even is able to like say anything, he literally starts confessing. And then the
Yeah.
dad rushes in and is like, "Do not say anything else. Like, stop."
Yeah, you gotta stop.
Basically,
He
it's
was
like I
just
was
like
trying to protect her.
yep.
He's arrested. Then we
Yeah.
transition to arraignment and Sam in her pantsuit.
Yeah, it's like this like dark green color, man.
Um,
It's very pretty.
and then we get in this conversation of here's the thing. Nolan wants Aaron tried as a juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
Sam and McCoy do not agree. Because as Sam says, and she's right,
Mm-hmm.
if he were a black gangbanger, would we be having this conversation?
No, he would have been tried as an adult.
He would have been tried as an adult right away if no ifs, ands, or buts.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nolan says, this isn't about race. And then McCoy says, yes, it is. Because if we
Mm-hmm.
don't do this with the white rich kid, what's it gonna look like when we have a black kid that's arrested and is tried as an adult?
Yeah. Because it's such a common occurrence that like young, particularly males, African American males, are tried as adults for even for crimes they didn't even commit. A lot of time they're innocent, but because they are black and look
Okay,
suspicious,
so
they're
arraignment
often
happens, and then as Sam's trying to leave, she's confronted by parents again. I'm like, why
yeah,
is she always getting confronted by parents?
yeah, they always want to be like. It might be because they don't think she's
She's
as
literally just doing her
important.
job. She's the one who's like
Yeah.
being told to do it. It's not her just decision all the time.
Yep.
Um, then we
Uh,
get in the the defense is trying to throw out the defense attorney played by the amazing Justina Machado. Um, tries to get the confession thrown out, saying it was like coerced because like also because he's a minor. And here's the thing: there's like this legal precedent, like if you're 17, it's fine, but the kid is 16. The problem is he turned 17 in 2 days. So like the law still applies, but it's like 2 days? Really? This is a murder case and we need
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And Nolan is like, it's not like they put him in the precinct, they put him in a break room. He was in a safe place. He
wait,
wasn't told to say anything. He started
yeah, he
talking.
just kind of went for it.
And the defense attorney is like, yeah, a break room in a precinct, and he's 16. You can't do that. And unfortunately, the judge is like, yeah, if it's not a safe space, the confession is suppressed. Um,
Yeah,
and we transition to their office, and Nolan is laying on his couch.
yeah, the sleeves rolled up, that look, the casual look. Yeah.
That makes me
Mm,
swoon every single time.
yep. Oh no, we haven't gotten there yet. He
And
says,
then Nolan makes this funny basketball reference, like they were trying to go through a 3-point instead of for a 3-point shot instead of a layup, and I was like, huh,
yeah,
good on you for knowing sports. It makes me
yeah,
happy. I love when all the lawyers start talking like sports, and I'm like,
yeah. They have a hobby. They have a hobby. Yes. So then they find out the DNA sample is too small,
oh,
so they have nothing to really work with there.
yeah. But
So I'm
then
never anything.
before we got back to the actual case, I saw Nolan turn around with his green tie, and the camera shot to Sam, and I immediately started freaking out
Not
because
matching.
I wrote this in all caps. Their tie and pantsuit match. They're the same color.
Yes, yes. We
They're
love it to see it.
matching.
We love the time Barson matches a lot too on accident. And my favorite is the teal and the gray one. Man, that look
I
is my
know,
favorite.
which is why I had to put it because it made me think of like when Barson matches, and I
Yeah,
was like,
the
oh my god,
teal
they're
and the
matching.
gray. And then like the scene is such a power move. I believe it's the one where it's the one with the dating show. They're like because they pull up they have the camera and they're just like and then it was like stupid. I was
I
like,
love when Barbara does
sorry,
it. I like. Okay,
we're
we're
back.
back. It's 2 days later. It's Thursday. We did it again because life and I have to work.
Being a grown up is boring.
But happy Amanda crossovers
Yes,
day.
I wore my crusty lighting. I don't like the lighting in this spot, but
Taryn
I
has an
wore
Amanda
my
shirt,
that's you. I have a
and I
release
have
shirt now the next week. Next week I wear the release shirt.
yeah,
Next
and
week.
I have my Jet shirt because
Yes.
of course I do. It's the only
Yes.
one I got, and I wear it every Thursday.
Yes, we do. I have like a bunch of lawnmower shirts. I rotate them out every Thursday.
I need to buy more, but this one was a
Yeah.
gift from you, so I wear it every
Yeah.
week.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
We said
happy
this in the
Amanda
last part.
crossover
Very
day.
quick rundown of things. New merch is coming out on Sunday. Buy it. I really had fun making that merch. New merch on Sunday. Monitor is tonight. So we're so excited. We're writing some stuff. And that's all. We're gonna go. SVU 2420, the debatable. And at the beginning there is like a debate team trip. And there's only one girl. We found her name is Naomi. And she's like riding the bus and she's getting teased. And so they kind of just move on from that. But anyway, they
No,
do the
she wasn't
competition.
riding the bus. She wasn't riding the bus. She was in the
Oh, I
car
think
with
there's like a flashback or some scene of her riding the bus previously at the same time. Then it's like her in the car, something like
she's
that. But anyway, we know she
she's
rides the
riding in the
bus.
car with her debate team captains,
Cap
counselors,
or
and the
leaders,
guys on
whatever they
the
are,
bus are
teachers.
talking about her and teasing her
Yeah, okay, then. Because I knew there was something about the bus. Yeah. So then they do the competition, and her school wins. She's
because
really
of
good,
her.
by the way.
She's
Yeah,
really good, really, really
she's
good.
really good. Yes. So then they like,
And
she's even the reason like the
they
school
said
went
that
co-ed.
she's the reason the school went co-ed.
Yeah, like
Uh,
she's really smart. She's fantastic. So anyway, it's like the later on, it's like them at the hotel where they're staying for the night, and they have like like one of those hotel rooms that like they like are split, but there's like a door in the middle. That's kind of how their rooms are. So like whatever they're called, I don't know.
joined.
But yeah, join, yeah. So then the boys knock on her door and they're like, "Hey, we're drinking. You want to come too?" Very illegal because they're in high school, okay? Very illegal. But for some reason, this whole part got passed like ignored for a while.
Yeah.
Yes. So they and then they go. She has some drinks and stuff, and then like it like goes forward a little bit, and Naomi's like out of it, and she like goes downstairs and leaves the hotel. She sees one of her teachers. Yeah, she's staggering, and then she like goes to the bus and she like takes a knife and like cuts up the seats, and then she lights the bus on fire. And
She
that's
uses
most
like as a accelerant.
yeah, the padding and the not the padding and the seats are in the bus. Yes, and then they like there's an explosion, then bam, theme song, then it's opening theme song.
Dun dun dun. No,
Yeah,
dun
anyway,
dun dun.
I don't
That
know,
I don't know how to do it.
I don't know either.
You
Anyway,
know what the song. You guys know what the song is.
you
So
know what it is. They've been playing it for 25 years, so if you don't know by now, I don't know what you're doing, but
yeah. Okay. And then we
okay,
get a scene of Olivia
Olivia, yeah,
in her office, and she's just sitting in on her couch, and she picks up a candle and blows it out, and Finn walks in, and she's like, self-care. And she's like,
we love to see it.
yeah, I've learned to take the time that I can. I'm like, yay,
We
good.
love to see it.
Finally, take care of yourself,
We
please.
love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see
Please
it.
take care of yourself. And I was like, I don't know why. I was like, Olivia looks pretty. That's
She
literally
does.
was just my point, another point. Um,
Yeah,
and she says that her candle was peony and blackcurrant,
probably does.
which is a little thing because Mariska's favorite flowers are white peonies. So, little thing, super cute.
Yeah.
And then Finn shares that he's got to go, or like how he and Phoebe have been trying to do more self-care.
Practicing self-care.
And Phoebe and Finn are going to an NYU lecture to expand their knowledge. I don't know how
And broaden their horizon. That's how Finn describes
and
Phoebe
broaden their
describing it.
horizon.
That's kind of how Finn describes it, as Phoebe has described it.
I don't I don't know how excited Finn is for this, but you know, it's happening.
Yeah, Finn and Tom. Like it doesn't really matter if he's broadening horizons. You know, it's good to practice self-care. That's the
And then
lesson
they
we learned
walk
today.
into like the main precinct and they see Velasco and Shirley talking. I was like, oh, they're buddy buddy now. They're not. They're literally they're one trip and they're talking.
Yeah, we're glad our
Like it's
people are
literally
friends.
just completely null and void, but that Shirley like recorded him and tried to get him arrested and
Yeah.
fired now apparently.
Yeah, everyone's friends now. The youngins are friends. The
Yay.
SVU youngins are our friends. Yeah. Yes. So
Then
they're
they're all
moving.
like
They're about to
gonna
leave,
leave.
and they're like, "Case
They're
time."
all gonna go home. And you know, I was like, because one of them, I think Olivia said, like, it's a quiet night, like we'll
Yeah,
go. I'm
we're like,
like,
"Shh, don't say
no,
those words.
no, you've like literally told everybody multiple times,
Never
don't say
say that.
those words."
That's how
So I
you
was like,
get.
something's gonna happen.
Don't say it.
It does,
Don't say
because
it.
they get the phone call and they all go down to the precinct.
It's a different precinct. I forgot one is, but
Different
they go
precinct.
into this precinct.
Because of the bus on fire.
Yeah, the arsenal. But yeah,
They're like called because of Naomi and
yeah,
we get for the first time, like she mentioned something about like an assault, or like the detective is like thinking that she is, so they go talk to her, and we finally get a Muncie and Benson interrogation. Yay.
yeah. I do that one.
Oh my god, there's nail polish
It
all
was.
over my
It
fingers.
was great.
So you have black
It was.
spots on my hands, that's what it is, sorry.
Yeah, yes. I
I'm
gotta
okay.
polish my nails. They're
Nail
just
polish.
nothing.
um
Just nothing.
yeah, so it was good and it was badass, and it was like,
Yeah, we saw there was a preview clip of it, and it was really good. That was like the preview clip they gave us.
and again, I'm gonna point out that everyone thought, like, you know, Amanda is being
I
replaced
was like,
by, but it's like two totally different things.
yeah,
She
it's
is
two
like a
different
mentor
things.
to her, or
Yes.
honestly, like
Hmm.
possibly even like a mother figure, because Grace's mom died when she was 7.
Yeah.
Not friends, not friendship. That spot is not gonna be replaced ever,
Yeah.
ever,
But she's been that
ever.
mother figure to Grace that she needed.
The
And I think it's good.
closest thing, other possible person we could possibly get to that position is Iana, but
Hmm.
even then, still not as close as
Hmm.
Liv. All right, so they talk to Naomi, and then Naomi insists she does not know why she lit the bus on fire.
Bro, NBC, y'all gotta stop. Sorry, they made this tweet is. I mean, their post is a bad one. It's a EO tweet. It's bad. Get that out of here. Sorry, it's going on Instagram. Should be paying attention. Moving on. Sorry.
You guys probably
Uh,
think we're excited for the crossover, but not the reason everybody else is.
yeah, we're like Amanda.
Get Amanda,
Yeah,
Ayana, Muncie, and everybody together. Please, we've been writing this for months, and we finally can see it.
we did. We did, and it's probably nothing like the show, but
We're gonna
just for
take what they give us
you
and use
know,
it, like we usually do.
honestly, we never want to be right. Like if they pull something to make us look right,
There are
that's a
times
problem.
when we write shit and then they do it, and I'm like, oh frick.
No, I didn't want them to do that. That
No.
was like,
But then we
it was
brag and say we came up with the first.
yeah.
We're
We're like,
never
hey
gonna
man,
get
I didn't.
credit. We just say we did though. Yeah. So we always take stuff from crossovers and then we put it in our fix. So keep out for,
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
Moving on. We'll have next week. We'll have a review of the
yeah.
first part of the crossover. That'll be next week.
Olivia says trauma can make us behave in surprising ways. It can make us angry. It can make us violent. Hold on, one more thing about the crossover. It's 2 weeks, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah, so
literally
this
did,
week and
like,
next week.
3, maybe 4 episodes with Kelly and everybody, and
Right, so
yay.
yeah. Okay, keep going.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because we're on a time crunch. It's literally 5:22 or 6:22, and the show's starting like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I gotta
Sometimes
edit. and make sure this gets up.
Yeah. They sometimes life throws us events we're not equipped to deal with. And, sometimes it's a way to take control. And
Yep.
then Grace shares a story of how when she was little, she would steal shopping carts and race them down the hill with her brother,
It's a
which
very
I
thing that
can
she would do.
totally
I
see.
see it just be
I
like,
can
"Whee!"
totally see it. I feel like she would still do it. She would take a
Oh, yeah,
random
they would think
shopping
it was
cart,
fun. They'd be
ride it
like,
down
"Alright,
the hill,
now." She'd
and
be like, "I bet
everyone
I
would
can't
be
race you
like,
down the hill." And they'd be like, "What the heck?"
"Yeah,
Like, "I
what are you
bet I
doing?"
can't race you." And she's like,
Yeah,
"You gotta
exactly.
try."
She'd turn it into a competition. It'd be a race.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
so
surprised.
lit.
She's like, "Has it?" She's like, "I haven't. I only tumbled out right." She's like, "I only fell out like once." And she'd be like, "Listen," and she probably only fell out like once. It was like, "We gotta do that again."
Do over.
No,
Yeah.
I see it. She just be like,
It totally her thing. And Naomi asks if it made her feel better, and Grace replies, "Every time." Olivia then noticed marks on Naomi's wrists, and we find out that Naomi cuts, and it's pretty bad. Like they're all up her arm,
"Yeah, they're pretty far down.
deep
They're
too.
pretty dark." Yeah,
And then Naomi admits that she had sex and didn't want to, which is
yeah.
how
She doesn't say
we
who he is. She just
it
says that
starts
this happened.
ready. Yeah, it's what everybody assumed it happened. Now we finally get it. And she's like, but she didn't want to say who did it. And Olivia says, in my experience, sometimes keeping secrets can make things worse.
Mm-hmm.
Um, mm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, Olivia.
Olivia then, uh, Naomi's mother then shows up, and apparently her mom isn't all there, or, not the best mom, because they're like living in a van.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Um, and then we go to the precinct, and Sonny arrives, and he
Mm-hmm.
asks if it's a ploy for something, and Olivia like stops and looks at him. He's like, "I'm sorry, I have to ask," because Detective Sonny would never ask these questions.
Yeah.
ADA Sonny
So
has to.
yeah, gotta make sure it was all kind of.
He's gonna make sure, like, yeah, it's legit.
You can prosecute these people, whoever did this. Gotta make sure.
And at one point, my mom makes a point that she thinks it's the teacher that did it because he made a point when they're like Velasco and Shirlish are talking to them that he said he knew the kids were drinking, and
And that's
he's
very.
he knew that they're
Yeah,
drinking. Like,
yeah, they're like 17.
yeah.
That
Like how
they
do you
cannot be
know
doing.
that? Like, sir. Um,
That's very illegal.
and then
Pretty
they
much
like
everyone.
but then they bring in all the boys' parents from the trip to like see if they did it. And there's one point where Finn is talking to one of the kids' parents, and the kid is black, and Finn is trying to relate to the dad. And
Hmm.
it's like, what are you going to say to me, brother? Like,
Yeah.
like what's gonna happen. My kid is convicted.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Of
it ain't
this
going well
question mark. It's not gonna be well. No.
compared to the other boys who are all white and rich. It ain't gonna go
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-mm.
Um, and then somehow don't know remember how there's footage found of
Yeah. The boy said he recorded it.
oh yeah, the boys
He
did
had.
record. So there's footage found of what happened to Naomi. And oh boy.
It's both the teachers.
It's both of them. And they're
Yeah.
married.
Yeah, the wife is holding her down.
And she's undressed, and then or like undressing her. And the husband is standing in front of the bed, unzipping his pants, getting ready to, you know.
Yeah, it's bad. I knew. Yeah, and it
And
was kind of interesting. You pointed out that at first we thought these were her parents, but then like when they're on the clip, but it was weird how they were driving her because
yeah, we
they
were like,
actually
why
have been like
are they
grooming
driving
her.
her? Now we know. Yeah, they're grooming her. Um,
Yeah.
they went to talk to her, grown-ups. And
Yeah.
the wife was like, it's like, it was consensual. We wanted to give Parker what he'd been waiting for.
And then we're like,
Like, what?
we're like, pause. What is it? I can't. It was like,
You were freaking hired to teach these kids.
have a
What up?
debate and you're sexually assaulting them.
And at this point, Naomi is having a crisis and a meltdown because she
Yeah,
saw
because
footage. Olivia
the
showing it,
footage.
and she's like, cannot believe it was her teacher. Like, she knew it was her teacher,
Mhm.
but she cannot believe that this happened.
It went this far.
It went this far because she admitted like they were nice to her, and they had like kissed and did other little like romantic, intimate things like that. But this was the first time it went that far. And she said, if I just went on the bus with the boys, this never would have happened. And Olivia is like, this is not your fault. We're going to get your power back, which is one of my favorite things that Olivia says because it is so important
Mhm.
for a victim and then a survivor to get their power back.
Mhm.
And all the other detectives are interrogating them. So Finn and Muncie, and then Velasco and Shirlish. And they make it clear that she's like, it's fine. She's 17. It's not illegal. It should be, but apparently 17 is fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she'd be living in a van with her mom if we hadn't taken her
Yeah.
out, basically. And then at one point, Velasco's like, do you even hear yourself? You had sex with a student.
Yeah, they kind of are making like these excuses about like we were helping her.
Like,
And,
they're
like,
full outright saying, yeah, we slept with her. And Velasco's
yeah.
like, do you not hear what you're saying? Um, and then when somebody says about the mom, not the mom,
Yeah.
the wife, that she's not a masochist, masochist. She's a manipulative predator.
Yeah, Olivia says it's a bit.
Manipulative predator. And then we get Sunny talking to Naomi and like about the case and everything and how it's going to trial, and then you hear her testify. And he's very like gentle, but
Yeah.
also firm with her.
Yeah.
He wants to help her, but he's also says, just so we're
Because
clear,
she quotes some kind of law to him.
yeah,
He's like
full verbatim, like she knows exactly what she's talking about.
New York law. Somewhere like
And Sunny like is like, just so you're clear, so we're clear, it's not your job to argue the law. That's my job. Basically, all Sunny needs her to do is tell the truth. They go to talk about trying to remember where this their race isn't on trial here. Trying to remember the context of that.
because he was talking to and the defense attorney. He and the defense attorney were walking, and they were talking about something. That's
Is
how
it
they.
like that they're white and it's they're not privileged and
Yeah. I think like that. Sorry, it's a sleepy
and
dog.
the lawyer's like, they're not racist and on trial here, and Sunny's like, it is if I
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah.
But before that, they have Naomi testifying, and she does okay. She starts quoting law a little bit, and Sunny is trying to redirect her.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, she's like, I messed this up, didn't I? I sounded too smart. And then because apparently they're like another person was brought up that like had because of the press conference that he had a relationship with Helene and Parker, and that it was like the best relationship he ever had. Um, and we found out that he was in Harvard and that he dropped out of Harvard. And then there's this little scene in the courthouse, and Sonny's like, "Who drops out of Harvard?" And Naomi totally.
Oh no.
This line was
Hmm.
not supposed to be funny, but
It's not supposed to be funny, but it is. The way she kind of just says it. She's
the
like,
way
I
she
don't
said
know. I said
it.
a don't ask me. I said a bus on fire.
Yeah.
Like
Don't ask me. I set a bus on fire.
and we're like, what? I mean, like,
And I
the way
started
it kind of
laughing.
just happens is
Yeah,
funny. Like
it
it's
was
not supposed to be funny. You're not supposed to laugh. It's not funny. But the way she's like, don't ask me. I set a bus on fire. You're just like,
funny. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I set a bus on fire.
she says it just so calm. Like I set a bus on fire. Don't ask me. Please,
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
so
funny. Like
funny.
it's not supposed to, but it is. Okay,
Um,
we're
yeah.
doing great. We're like more than halfway through on our notes.
Okay.
So
Then
we're
Helene testifies and she says she knows it was ethically wrong, but it was said it was a loving relationship that they had with Naomi.
yeah, and that's gross.
Ma'am, if it's ethically wrong, that's a problem.
Yeah, so it's
You're a
another thing. It's called
teacher.
ethics. I took a
You
whole
are a
ethics class.
teacher.
Took a whole class on ethics. Like, if you know and learn, you shouldn't do it. Like,
I feel
that's
like
the
you don't
point of
even need
ethics.
to take an ethics class to know that that's
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah. Because this girl is basically a child. She's 17, and they were like,
Yeah.
"It's fine."
And then um
They find out that this Colin, is his name, was on
yeah,
probation for drinking and drugs because
drugs.
like his life kind of fell apart after this.
Yeah.
Is kind of what happened. And then
Um
like I think Olivia says to the son, he's like, "You'll figure it out. You always do." And I was like,
with like Sunny, like I think.
"Yeah,
And
you'll
then
figure it out. You always do."
Finn Finn is a little detective and sees Colin heading for the bathroom and
Yeah,
decides to follow him and try to make
yeah.
a conversation. And here's the thing, like I know nobody knew that this was happening, but like wouldn't this have gotten the case thrown out?
You would think, but
No, apparently not.
sometimes we don't follow the rules
Um,
because
Colin
it's a TV
testifies
show.
and he's like, "Oh, it was loving. I was so happy, like all this gushy shit."
Mm-hmm.
And then during the cross,
Makes sense.
Sunny at one point says, "I know it can be confusing having a relationship with your teachers." And then he's like, "Withdrawn."
Yeah, we're like, oh, off, off. Uh,
All right.
yeah. So then he kind of starts talking about how like you're probably
Hey,
kind of jealous because like you left and they got this new protege.
okay.
That's kind of how he describes it. And he talks about how like Parker and Helene did the same thing to Colin,
And here's the
and then
thing.
like
He like, started talking like Sunny was like, "Oh, so you like consented to your relationship with Parker and Helene?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And Sunny is like, "What do you mean?" We get into the detail that because like, Finn also made a told um Gracie that he made a point that like, the dude apparently is homophobic and not a big fan of Parker. Um
yeah,
and Sunny like brings that up and we admit that the only thing he ever wanted was a relationship with Helene. Then Parker one night took it too far and raped him. Um he immediately Then Colin like immediately looks at Celine and is like, "I loved you. I'm still stupid enough to love you. And this is what you do." Like his entire life fell apart the moment Parker took it too far. Like he got into Harvard and they ruined his life.
yeah, yeah.
Um I was like, "Ooh, Sonny's killing it tonight." Then he
Yeah.
has a conversation with the defense lawyer and they get a deal. And this is where I get mad
Mm-hmm.
because the deal was for attempted rape. And I was like, why is it
Yeah,
only attempted rape?
yeah,
Rape
because
happened. Like, I don't know why Sonny took that deal.
Yeah,
Like, rape
yeah,
happened, period, in the story. It happened.
yeah,
There was no
yeah,
attempt. It happened.
yeah. It was bad.
I was angry about that.
Yeah.
But the deal was only to like allowed if um Parker allocated to what he did. And him being a debate coach and all, spin this little tale of I don't even understand half of what he said. And the only thing I understood was he says this is all a grievous misuse of the power of storytelling. And all I'm thinking is, no, you don't know. You don't think what you did was wrong at all, asshole. And you're gonna hope your pretty words get you out of this. And unfortunately, they kind of did, but at least he's going to jail. And the wife didn't say anything, but like the look on her face, you can like tell, like, I don't know, some gears are turning in her brain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Olivia and Naomi talk, and she says, You weren't fooled. You thought you finally found someone to take care of you. I know what it's like to be the grown up, and it's time for you to take care of you. And I'm like, oh, Olivia bringing stuff from her past and her present. And also, please take your own advice. Take care of yourself. Please.
Please do, man.
And then Naomi talks to Creasy and says how she thanks him and says that like she looks up to him. And then I was like, oh my god, this is so sweet. And then Sonny looks at her and says, future lawyer, huh? And I'm like, oh my god, Sonny has his first little idol.
I know. I said, look at that. Oh,
No, I mean, someone's idol is Sonny, and I was like, oh, cute.
I love to see it.
I would not be mad if she came back to do like an internship or something with him.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Hold on, I was looking for mine.
And then Olivia talks to Sonny, and she's like, "What's next for you?" And then he says, "Oh, Rollins and the girls want Mushu pork tonight." And I was like, "Yay!" Rollins reference a week before she comes back. Yay!
1 second.
And then they leave, and then Finn goes to talk to Colin, and Colin is like, "Oh, you're a detective." He's like, "Yes, but at the same point, you got your truth out. That's what matters." Did Harvard ever say if they want you back? And I think they're trying to get Colin back, his life back on track, so he can possibly go back to Harvard. And that's the end of the episode. Tonight there's a case that I don't really know what is. There's like this weird thing down in the woods, and Muncie is insistent that this case is very similar to the Elias Olsen case. And Olivia's like, there's no evidence. But I feel like this is going to be a very Muncie-centric episode, which I am happy about.
You're very excited about that. Hold on.
Because Molly put a picture of herself with like Grace and a flashlight gun, and I'm like, ooh, yay.
We're ready.
Molly's in Paris right now, but we'll watch the episode for her. And yeah, so there's that. All right, I give this episode 3.5 stars.
Yeah,
and the only reason it gets the half star, is because they never had a storyline like this before, so it gets the half star.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see this happening. Okay.
All right, Organized Crime. Pareto Principal.
I don't know how to pronounce this word, honestly.
Principale. Anyway.
Whatever.
There's parts with like this dude switching his garbage cans because one is broken.
It's called.
And the guy is like doing some shady, like he's literally at home, but he's like saying he's gonna go to work, saying his car is broken, and he gets dropped off, and his wife drops him off at work, but then she like goes somewhere else and doesn't go to work, and heads to a church and takes a call at church. And his name is Phil, and he's talking to his friends about like this deal. And now they're like,
Mm,
the cops are onto us, etc., etc. And Phil is like telling his friends to shush because there's somebody behind them. And yeah,
mhm.
shady shit is going on.
Yeah,
The
it's
next
very
scene we get
shady.
is this his wife is like sitting on her couch and she hears the washing machine going, but she hears like a loud sound in it and she thinks it's like her husband going to like take care of something. She goes to look at it, she turns on the light, and boom, his head is in the washer.
Yep.
And she screams. And then the next thing we get is Ayana and Elliot arriving to the scene of the scene of the crime. And
Mhm.
Elliot looks at Ayana and is like, "Do you know where we are?" And Ayana says, "Yep, Staten Island, the Florida of New York."
Carisi's home. Because Carisi's family lives in Staten
Then
Island.
somebody's like talking to her, and Ayana's face was like hysterical. She's like, "I don't want to be in the Staten Island of the Florida of New York."
In Florida.
Then literally organized crime continues its reputation for being gruesome because they show us the head in the washer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I screamed. I was like, oh my God. It's literally the head's in the washer. Um, and he's awake too, so it's literally just eyes open head.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, and then earlier in the episode I was like, oh my God, his body is probably still like somewhere, just headless.
Missing the end.
And I was
Oh,
right because they literally move a blanket. Elliot moves a blanket from the couch, and there is his body.
yeah. There's a padre.
See the giant blood stain, and no head, just neck down.
Yeah. Mm.
No. Then they talk about how there's this gang that's going on that's kind of connected to this house called the Ocean Street Gang. As Yana says, oh yeah, they got masks and dad bods, which is funny. Um, there's blood in the
Mm.
dryer. They find
Yeah.
the murder weapon is an axe from Home Depot.
Mm.
And Yana makes a point that she tries to avoid Home Depot, which I
But
thought was
yeah, not
funny.
Home Depot. What's wrong with Home Depot?
I don't know.
Am
Are
I
they
left?
either
Home
A?
Depot.
My theory was either A, she doesn't like home improvement stuff and can't doesn't like doing it or can't do it, or my other theory was um is Home Depot LGBTQ plus friendly?
I don't know.
Because if they're
I don't,
not, it could be a
don't
reason
think so.
why.
Let
Yes,
me.
but I
Like where I live, Home Depot and
don't quote
Lowe's,
me on
which are
that.
like the same thing. Home Depot and Lowe's where I live are like the same thing,
That theory.
but they're right next to each other. Like you go across the street and then there's the Lowe's and the Home Depot. Anyway, that's just something funny about where I live. Yeah. So
Then
then they find out. So they
um
start They're doing the interrogation.
call Jet to do stuff, and Jet and Elliot do an interrogation um with this Lloyd guy, the friend that they find. His name is Lloyd, and they talk to him. They also find out that Phil was fired 5 months ago and has been involved in bank robberies.
Mm.
And then they transition to talk to like the lead detective on this case. Um, and I'm like, Jet is sitting on a table in a nice black shirt and jeans. I'm happy. That's literally all I
Yeah.
paid attention to in this scene. And they talk about the guy says Uncle Sam doesn't like having his
I
pockets
forgot
picked.
to go. I forgot to get the rest of the sign, but anyway, it's kind of funny one.
Jet is like, well, unless they make an oopsie and then he lets the cash flow. And I was like,
Got him.
gotcha. Then they transition to Elliot and
Elliot's
Jane
in the interrogation.
interrogating him. And he's like, "Can I get a cushion?"
He's like, my back
And
is
the guy's
bad or
like,
something.
complaining that he's like, "Can I stand? I have a bad."
And, and then he's like,
He's like,
go
can
ahead.
I stand? I have a really bad back, or can I get a can I get a cushion or something to sit on? And then Elliot looks at Jamie and he says, "Can I get a cushion? And while you're at it, get me a latte." And I was like, "He's not your coffee boy. What are you doing?
And
No."
don't talk down to
Yeah, literally, don't talk down to him. Do not talk down to him.
our boy Jamie.
No, exactly. Do not talk down to our boy Jamie. Stop it.
Yeah,
Now, here's the funny thing. Like, when we first met Jamie, we're like,
we're
no, he's
like,
close to Jet. Now he's our favorite and he's our boy. And if anybody tries to hurt him, I dare you. Do not mess with us. No.
yeah, I personally, I
Yeah,
don't know, I'll be under your bed or something. I don't know. I can't actually threaten you. That's a crime, but
we will virtually
be under your bed.
do something.
Yeah, can't actually threaten you. So,
Yeah.
so we're at.
So then
It just says truck nuts might not
yeah,
be as
they
dumb
choose
as you would.
outside the window and the guys they're listening to Lloyd talk and Jet's like, truck nuts might not be as dumb as he looks. Oof. And she says it in her usual like monotone voice, which makes it even funnier. I love
Mm-hmm.
it.
Inches.
Guy talks. He's talking about like some trauma he'd been through or whatever. And then Jet's like, you that? Classic somatic reaction, which he covered. Isolation of effect. And Jamie's like,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, too many big words for
Goes
not many
into
people.
psychiatrist mode,
Yeah.
almost. And it says, it's a defense mechanism, a way to block our painful feelings by recalling a traumatic event without feeling any of the actual emotion associated with it. I was like, why do I have a feeling that Jet knows more about that than she's saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like I know she's smart, but I feel like she possibly could know it because she's been through it. And then later Lloyd asked if Elliot was single, and Elliot's like, I'm asking the questions here. We're not gonna talk about if I have a wife or not. No. Not talking about it. No.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I was gonna send you something. I need to find it. Well, keep talking.
Okay, so Lloyd says regret and guilt are like slow poisons. And you're like, mm. And then they talk about how they found the gun in Lloyd's girlfriend's car that they used to kill the guy. And he's like, oh man, sorry. Reading the text message popped up. I was like, that wasn't funny, but it kind of was. Um, the guy's like, "Did you bring my cushion?" And Jamie's like, "I'll bring it with his latte," and then slams the door.
In other words, no, you're not getting your cushion, and he's not getting his latte.
Yeah. So then it caught us off guard again. We weren't ready.
No, it's going boom until it went boom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the interrogation continues until Lloyd admits that he put Phil's head.
You can ignore that. It's just kind of what I was laughing at. But it's not funny, but it kind of is. It's not funny, but it is at the same time.
Yeah, check your Instagram.
Okay.
Lloyd says that he put Phil's head in the dryer because Phil stuffed Lloyd in the dryer when they were kids, and he turned it on, and he thought he was going to be burned alive. So a tit for tat.
Mm-hmm.
You stuff me in the dryer, I'm putting your head in the dryer.
Yeah, I said, oh.
I'm killing you and then putting your head in the dryer. They then
That's so funny.
Like DNA from the crime scene from like the little bit that we got left. The little bit they had, and they go talk to the guy who is in prison, and then we find out that the guy is in BX9.
Mm-hmm.
So lovely. Which is,
Oh boy.
how we start. Apparently, it's like, how we're probably
The
going to start.
seed, the little sprinkles into the crossover.
Yeah. How it relates to the crossover and everything. Um, and they say it cannot have been him because he's been locked up for 5 years and he's getting dialysis.
Mm-hmm.
Or so we think. Um,
Yeah.
at one point, like then they go talk to the guy at the front desk to see if like the guy has had any visitors at all. And Ayana at one point was like, voyeur this, and then the guy's like, voyeur this. He turns the screen, and like Elliot and Ayana like lean over the screen to like look at their computer, and they see like a long list of people
Yeah.
who visited him.
Yeah. When they like hop up on, this is when they will hop up into the computer and they're like, ugh, I can see,
Yeah,
please, that's so funny though. They just sort of like
and they're
look at
reasonably tall, so it's like that must be a tall desk.
a tall desk because they were like they both like hopped up to see and they like
So
did
I
it at the
would
same
reach
time.
that
It's so
desk.
funny.
I would not reach that desk.
Yeah. Like
Um,
our heads would be at the top of it, be like, hey, where are you?
um, then we
Probably not very
transition
small by
to
the
like
way.
they get information and that the guy, the visitor is his girlfriend.
Mhm.
And they find out that she's a dentist. So they send Reyes undercover as usual, because this dude can literally go undercover anywhere, even in
Yeah,
a
he just
dentist office of all places,
yeah, the dentists are the
and
worst
just
place to go.
like start talking like it's a normal thing he does every day. Like he's talking with the guy's girlfriend, like normal conversations and everything. And
Hmm.
they um this is noticeable. This is important because I'm pretty sure it's fake because I don't think he's had it before. He has a tattoo on his neck.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
fake.
like
It was the
X,
BX9. It's the BX9 logo.
yeah, the BX9 logo. And the girl like points it out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you like the tattoo mentions that it's for BX9." Then he sits up, breaks the cover, and he's like, "Look, um, do you want to tell me how you got $250,000 for your brother? Like what?" And Junior, the guy's name is Junior, I just remembered.
Mm,
And
yeah.
Junior's like sister is like, why am I telling you this? And
Mm,
Reyes made a point that while he was undercover, he's like, "Oh yeah, you grew up with like Tiffany. I grew up with her too.
mm,
Us Salvadorians gotta stick together." And the girl's like, "Are you even Salvadoran?" And
mm.
he says, without missing a beat, "To be honest, I don't know what the hell I am. I grew up in foster care." And I was like, "All right,
Well,
cool little tidbit." I'm very curious what he is
yeah,
actually. You know,
yeah,
it also just makes me wonder like how long he was in foster care, like if he doesn't even
yeah.
know like what his
His family history.
ethnicity is.
Mm,
Um, they get some more information from the girlfriend. They burn it. They use it to find all the COs that were on the clock that day.
mhm.
And they find one that Yana and Elliot call cowboy boots
Cow
because he
He
was
has
wearing.
these like cowboy boots and they have this like American flag on it. It's very
Yeah, when he's walking down the
he's
so he's got his
clanking with his
clock uniform
cowboy boots.
on and cowboy boots, and he's walking down the
That's like,
hallway of this prison.
I was like, sir, you are not from New York. You are from the South. I do not believe you for us. You are from somewhere in the South. Because if you weren't cowboy
Uh,
boots like that, you're Southern.
And
Anyway, but
Jet's talking about him, and he says he's got a lot of money, cars, boats, and properties. And they're like, "Did you look into his financials?" And Jet was like, "Yeah. Do you want to know what I found?" And she says it with like a smirk. I'm like, "What? What did you find? What's so funny?" Thinking we're about to get like a embarrassing thing. I don't fully remember, but he said apparently it's like he's paying money to Junior.
mhm.
And the thing is, it's starting to like they're all starting to realize the guards are involved in this murder.
Yeah.
Then we get a chase scene because they set up a sting for one of
Yeah,
the
at his house. Oh, at his house.
at his house for like, the next job that he has to do.
Hmm.
And the guy runs and he like Elliot runs up the stairs and you put this, so I'm gonna let you read it.
I was being funny. I don't know why I was being funny. I was like, his lack of hair makes him aerodynamic to where the stairs so fast. Elliot was zooming up some stairs, bro. I was like, that was extra funny. That I don't know why it was funny, but it was.
And
Uh,
then we get
moving on. We're almost done,
then we
which you're
get
doing
Jet
great on time.
then we get Jet and Jamie in an interrogation together. Yay. I like that.
Yeah,
Um,
they love it. Pop people.
and they're talking to the guy. And the guy is basically like, I get a free pass to do whatever I want if I do a hit for these guards or for whoever's sent
Yeah.
me a hit. And so
Hmm.
it's literally a job for them.
Hmm.
They get a job,
Yeah.
they're released from prison for the night, they kill somebody, and then they're brought back in and
Yeah.
get. But the thing is,
No, but
they don't get paid. They get
yeah.
paid in cigarettes. Cigarettes are their
Yeah.
currency.
Yeah. I was like, don't smoke, kids. Yeah, me and Chris.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. But
Transition
okay.
to Elliot going home.
Yeah.
And we meet Antonia, who is now Bernie's caretaker, who takes
So
care.
this is like her first day or something like
Yeah,
that because he
it's her
says
first
like it's
day.
yeah.
But she seems really nice. I like her.
Yeah.
Bernie
Yeah.
seems to like her.
Mhm.
And Antonia's like, your mom insisted on cooking dinner,
Yeah.
and she cooked up a storm. She literally,
Yeah. She
Elliot,
made a fool.
there's plates
Walks over
everywhere.
and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What are you doing, Mama?" And he's like, "I'm making dinner."
And then Elliot looks at the table.
Yeah.
He sees 3 plates. And
And
he
he's like,
says, Mama, why are there 3 plates out? Antonia just left. And
she's like, "Oh."
wait,
She
wait, I
says,
gotta
I
say this
think she
first.
says like
She
for
says it
Kathy. She
she says it
innocently
with like a
like she did.
huge smile on her face. She's like,
Yeah. She's
it's for Kathy.
and we're like,
My heart broke.
look,
I literally started crying.
and then we're like, "Oh no." I was like, "Kathy's
Not,
dead
and here's the thing,
for 2 years."
I wasn't crying for Elliot.
No,
I
it's
was
because
crying
Bernie was just
for
so
Bernie.
like happy about making this food for Kathy, and Kathy's been dead for 2 years.
And I'm like, oh no, it's getting. I was
Bernie,
like, oh no, it's
I was
getting
like,
to
Bernie,
her.
and I was like, oh.
I
She
started
like
crying. I'm like, no,
she kind of goes like,
her.
oh, oh,
And
and
then
then she like turns around and gives Elliot a hug because like
she realized what she just said. She's
yeah,
like, I am so sorry. How could I have forgotten? She can't
yeah,
believe that she
that she
forgot
forgot.
Kathy. That what happened to Kathy. And Elliot's basically like, it's okay, Mama, it's okay. And I'm like, I wasn't expecting
Oh,
this episode to get me so emotional, but it did.
I was like, Bernie.
And then Elliot gets a phone call.
I'm like, hey, we got stuff to do,
Okay, so he's like, I gotta go, but like, he's like, I can't leave my mom. Mom is
and I
like,
can't
I'll
call her.
go with
Can't
you.
call. We can't call Tonya back. She just left. She's like, all right, she's
Yeah.
coming with us. I was
And then
like,
they transition to the next scene, and it's
she's in the car.
Bernie and Elliot in the car together. And I'm like,
I was
okay,
like, Bernie, yes.
funny.
And then I was like, yay, excited. Then I was like, wait, no, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I
Bernie
was like,
might
oh my
get
God,
lost.
Bernie's doing a stakeout. And I was like, oh
She
no, this
might
is
get lost. Bernie can't get lost. Bernie is like our grandma, honestly. We'd be like, Bernie, you can't be going out like that. Sorry.
And then she
You
starts
don't want you to
talking
get
about
lost.
young detectives.
Yeah.
And she's like, if they're not on a computer, they don't want to know about it. And then she calls them lazy. I'm like,
You just
ma'am,
met Jet like 2 weeks
respectfully,
ago.
did you forget what Jet does? You
Probably.
just met her. Like,
I
it's
mean,
literally
probably.
her job.
Yeah. She probably forgot, but it was like,
Yeah. But I just found it funny. She's like, no, they're
yeah.
all gone and they're all lazy. And I'm like,
There's some
okay.
like
Elliot then has to get out of the car and he said, Mama, stay here. Please don't go anywhere.
should have put the child lock on, but then like, ooh, but whatever.
Yeah. Child lock.
Should have put the child lock on his car.
One of my parents was like, well, they should cuff her. And I'm like, No,
No, she might scare her. It
exactly.
might
Like
scare her.
if he cuffs her
She
and
might
she
get scared. Forgets
calls
why he
one
did
of her
that. She might get
episodes,
scared. She might
it's
get
gonna
scared.
scare her, and she's gonna be like, "Why am I handcuffed?"
Yeah, you could put the child lock on the car, so then you couldn't get out. But you just forgot about that.
And
Because it works
then
on all of them.
Elliot goes talk to the man's neighbor, Rachel, the um, the man who was like dead. And
Hmm.
Rachel, I forget who Rachel is. Oh, somebody's the wife's the wife of Phil, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And basically he said that like, oh, no, I think it was Lloyd's girlfriend possibly. Anyway, it's connected to
Yeah,
one of the guys and she's dead.
yeah.
It was another hit that was put out. Yeah, it's Lloyd's girlfriend and she was dead. It was another hit that was pulled out. And the neighbor basically said that she deserved it. And I was
Hmm.
like, okay. And Elliot goes in to try to like leaves and turns around and sees an officer with standing there with his mom. She
Hmm.
should not stay in the car. And
Yeah.
Elliot's like, tells the officer that he'll take care of it. And he's like, Mama, what are you doing?
Hmm.
And Bernie's like, I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything if I stayed in the car.
Like,
I'm like,
as
okay.
she's trying to help, but
Yeah,
you gotta
she's,
stay in.
she's
She
trying
was
to help.
trying to help, but you gotta stay in the car,
And
Bernie.
then
Dangerous
Elliot's
out
like,
there.
is this house considered a crime scene anymore? And the officer's like, no.
Okay, then she can come in. Bring her in.
So he
Camera.
brings her in the house, and Elliot's looking around trying to look for clues. And here's the thing. Bernie is the one who starts like noticing like things.
Yeah, she's very good at that.
And I was
Like
like,
she
she's
doesn't
a
remember one
detective
day in
in
it
her
specific.
own way. She is
Yeah, you
noticing
can
these
count
things.
on
She's
Bernie
good
at
at this.
home. We love Bernie. She's like
And
our TV grandma. Always gotta look
yeah,
out for
she is
Bernie.
our TV grandma. Um, and at one point she sees the wife, like the wife's
They're like notes on the
uh,
fridge. They're
picture, and
like,
she's like, no wonder she was so sad. Her husband died.
and they were like,
And Elliot's like looking at
oh,
all the pictures. He's like, oh. Um, so
jeez,
yeah, Bernie
Bernie.
was good at this. Then they go back to they transition to the precinct and it's the next day.
Yeah.
And Ayana sees Elliot. No, Elliot's there, and Ayana's walking in, and she just arrived there, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" And then she realized she's like, "Did you make the caretaker come in early on her second day?" And Elliot's like, "I sure did." And then they talk about the title of the episode, the Pareto principle or Pareto principale.
We don't know how to pronounce it.
80
We're just
80% of the crimes are done by 20% of the perps.
yeah.
And Ayana's like, it is too early. I have not, and I have in the morning. I have not had my coffee.
And she's like, don't talk to me about this for a
And then
minute.
Elliot explains it to her, and she's like, okay, the math is mathing,
Hmm.
which I thought was a funny line.
Yeah, I
It
was like,
seems a
that's
very,
me. And want to mood.
but then she's like, she puts her hands on his shoulder, and she's like, home now. That is a direct order. Go home.
Mm,
Go get rest. Go now.
please.
No, you're not gonna do it if I
They're
don't give
not
you a direct
working.
order. Go.
Yeah, going home.
And then we get to
He
the
like
Elliot
he starts hearing stuff. He hears some noises or something.
starts to go to leave, and he hears something in the back, and he thinks it's Jet.
Yeah, he's like Jet, and then he like
So
walks
here's my
into the
thing. When
interrogation room.
when he first said Jet, I was like worried that we were gonna see Jet curled up in a ball in there
She's a little,
for
yeah,
some
we were
whatever
concerned
reason, or
about
like
her.
sleeping in
She's a little,
there for whatever reason. But
yeah, well, you
no,
good.
Dick Wolf drops a major bomb,
He was,
and
we were like,
Elliot
we
goes
were like,
in there and sees Kathy
he sees
sitting
Kathy.
there in a hospital. Yeah,
Yeah, we're like, is he hallucinating?
and
Is
I
she?
went,
We were confused. We were like,
"Oh my!"
okay, the thing was this.
I didn't
Isabel
finish my
Gillies'
sentence. I
name was in the
expanded.
credit. Isabel Gillies' name was in the like credits, all at the beginning. So I knew she was in the episode, and then I like forgotten about it. And then we got to the end, I was like,
Taryn pointed out that she was in the credits and was like, why is she in the
I
credits?
just
I'm like thinking, like when they brought Lloyd brought up asking about his wife, I'm thinking,
like
oh,
it's a flashback or something. Picture is a
he's gonna look at
flashback,
some pictures of him and Kathy and think about his wife.
flashback or something.
But
Nah,
no, they literally brought her back for
They
this.
said, "Hey, man." And I was like, "Yeah, at least cracked up his mind or something." Because we seeing stuff,
And
man.
there are
We seeing
pictures because
stuff.
Chris put a picture somewhere of him and Isabel. It was like,
Yeah,
oh
some
my God.
yeah.
So
Gross.
my current theory, which I know is probably not plausible, but I would like it
We
to
can,
be, is that she was with Seth this entire time and she's back now.
yeah,
It's
that
probably
or
not
she's a
that.
ghost. He sees her ghost. It was the more likely thing. Is he's hallucinating, and he sees her, and it was like
And it's
because
probably has to
he
do
get
with
the car because
like,
the car bomb last week probably made
yeah.
him like have these memories, and then he's like hallucinating. That's
I was
probably
like,
what
I think
happened.
it has something to do with one of Jet's
Wise
with
words that
Jet's
she said.
theory. With Jet's
Yeah. There was this I was looking at YouTube and this comment made me laugh so hard because I was looking at YouTube and it said, hold on, I gotta find it. Where is it? I got too many things on my phone. It was something about like he was becoming Batman. What did it say? I gotta find it. Where is it? I have too many things on my phone. It was like it says Sable's turning into Batman, not the cool Batman we all know and love, but crazy Flashpoint Batman hallucinates dead loved ones and shoots perps in the face. This is not a road we should go down. And I was like, you're correct, person on YouTube. So tonight's episode is called Shadow Work. Oh, SVU is called Bad Things. We forgot to say that earlier. OC is
it's
called Shadow
shadow
Work
work, but work is
with the
WE
E. With the,
accent RK.
yeah, yeah. So we are very excited. It is the when we know for sure that like Kelly is into. We'll get some Amanda. There's a clip that came
Hooray!
out today.
Literally, the
There's a clip.
organized crime promo says Amanda Rollins returns and shows her talking to Stabler,
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah. We watched the clip. The clip was like her teaching a class, and then like he's in the back, and
literally,
he
they
like
put up a sneak peek, and she's teaching the class, and she's killing it. She's so good at it.
yeah,
And then she's like
that's her
asking
baby
questions,
bump.
and none of her
Yeah, it's
students are able to
yeah.
answer it.
He's like,
And she
hey,
sees
I got you.
Elliot in the back, and she stops, and the look on her
He's
face
like,
is like,
I know who that is, but why is he here? But okay,
yeah,
moving on.
exactly. Well, it's like, what are you doing here? And then she's like, yes, sir. And Elliot
You can answer
answers
if
the
you want.
question, like thinking about it. Here's my thing. How does Elliot know that Amanda's
Exactly. Why
from?
are you here? I got a question.
How does
Why did
Elliot
he
know
know?
about this? Like,
Why do you?
how does she know where her class is? I want answers,
Not a
please.
lot of questions. Yes. Anything else we need to talk about? Because we're on time currently. It's only
It's
6:12.
it's crossover day. It's Amanda day.
Crossover day.
Raul is
We're
back
very
in
excited.
Oliver. It's a
Yeah,
happy day for
we're
now.
very
I'm
excited.
gonna try to keep my positive attitude. Oh,
Yeah,
also
we're gonna
this
behave
picture.
ourselves. We're gonna behave ourselves today. Actually, no,
Also
we've
this
already made
picture.
misbehaved today. Yeah, we've already misbehaved. I want to think in my head is him telling her about the baby, but
Oh, I can't. What else could it be? What would God that? What else would
that big
have them
smile on
with
his
someone
face, those big
big
smiles, sound like
smiles on
baby.
their faces? And he's giving her, and she's giving him like a supportive, happy hug, and it's like, what else could
We are
it
so
be?
excited. Yeah.
I sent this on my lunch break, and I was like, instant serotonin, instant.
Yes, it is. And then I was like, I had a dream the other night, and so we started writing a fic based on that dream, and that
And
was
Taryn is bad. Taryn is a
I
bad
love
poet,
that pony.
but we have a few fics that we started because
You can
I have.
buy it. You can wear it. I mean, you can wear that on your merch. You can say you're a bad pony too. Yeah.
We started a few fics because I had a dream, and we both started doing it. And then Taryn had two dreams, and we've kind of started like
And then I
three.
started watching a TV show, and then we started writing a story about it.
And I'm
Then
like, I'm loving these, and I kind of want to. I like will happily.
we have a
do.
little bit of time, so we're gonna get back to work. I'm gonna edit, and we will see you all tomorrow. We're gonna record tomorrow too, because I had to record my birthday special. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we gotta record for her birthday. Yes, we do.
Yes.
We do. We
So
gotta
we
record.
will see you all. We'll see you all tomorrow. Maybe. Well, not tomorrow. It won't be tomorrow for you, but goodbye, everyone.
Bye guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.